All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Avatar The Last Airbender, Episode 2. Oh, it's still so fun getting to say that.
It is fun getting to say that. And hey, y'all, Episode 1 kind of slapped.
That was great.
It was kind of awesome.
Now this is where the rubber will meet the road of like, okay,
Right.
when the episodes don't quite as naturally all flow together to be combined, what do you do?
What do you do?
But we got some cool stuff to
I
look
will
forward
say
to
there
for
were
this
some
episode.
things that were omitted from the Southern Air Temple episode, like the Agni Kai with Zhao, and
Indeed.
just Zuko's stuff in general.
Right.
So that's going to be something that we'll focus on here, because we have to consistently, probably every single episode, have a good through line of Zuko and Aang, so we can keep this parallel going.
Because we remember that was the problem with the Great Divide originally, so, you know.
Yep. Because the Great Divide is not happening in this show.
Nope.
We know that for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Let's just keep flying. But Kyoshi.
Yeah.
Kyoshi Island.
That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be next.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we're about to see what's going to get cut and what's going to stick around. Because you have, 8 episodes, 45 minutes to an hour long. That's kind of like 24, 20-minute episodes. Or maybe you cut, things like the Great Divide and, the Bato, the Water Tribe, and
Right,
the
like,
Waterbending Scroll.
we can
the Great
have
Fortune Teller.
Yeah, we could maybe take some of the episodic bits from other episodes that are going to get cut and then sort of work them into the episodes where we can't combine maybe Boomy and the Kyoshi Warriors, for instance, or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But hey, this is going to be fun. We're going to meet Suki.
Yeah.
And Sokka's going to have his first bit of character development.
Indeed.
And that's going to be cool. Also, this could be a fun time to actually get into the thing that we talked about in the last episode of we need to see this characterization of Aang kind of get smoothed out a little bit and show a little bit more inner conflict here.
Yeah. Maybe that say I'm going to do the thing, but also but Elephant Koi sound pretty fun right now.
Or, but like adoration from people who haven't seen an Airbender in a while,
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
All right. We got to see this.
Yeah, we gotta now check this out.
Do we get Foaming Mouth Guy?
Do we get Foaming Mouth Guy?
I don't think so.
I will say, if they're gonna give us Cabbage Merchant, Foaming Mouth Guy is not off the table.
Not off the table. Maybe we'll get him when the Fire Nation attacks, and then, but then that would kind of ruin the joke because it's the whole. For the ordinary things,
I think with the tone that we've set thus far, you could just barely get away with Cabbage Merchant, but you probably couldn't do Foaming Mouth.
You probably can't do Foaming Mouth Guy. That'd be a little bit tougher.
That'd be.
But if they want to try,
I'm gonna give you a little bit of a pass.
We had Gran last episode, so they could do Foaming Mouth Guy and just be like, hey, just roll with it,
just go with it. I could be a great Foaming Mouth Guy. You put me in a wig and all that. I could make that
They
sound.
just get a fan of the animated series and then they say something from like the the Shyamalan movie or something right before the camera starts rolling.
All right, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this.
What do we got?
Nice.
Fun. Very fun.
Nice. Rendition of that song.
I'm sure it'll turn up. You probably just misplaced it. And keep in mind, the notebook didn't find the avatar. You did.
He ran! The ultimate warrior!
Oh!
He's a coward!
Yeah, that would... Oh! I love it. That would break Zuko's brain.
We won't know until we find him. And I will find him.
Also, the Fire Nation brainwashing
Yeah.
as well.
Uh-huh.
How many places can there be for an avatar to hide?
That looking at the camera.
A few hours from now. Maybe something in her shrine will help me control my power before
You kill someone?
it happens again.
Okay, that's a... All right, so not the Elephant Koi, but that still works.
Yeah.
It's...
Our duty is to protect the village like Dad told us to.
They can
And-
protect themselves. Besides, what good is saving Wolf Cove if we don't save the world?
Katara, do you hear what you're saying? Save the world.
I don't know about you, but I can't go back.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Momo.
We got a Momo?
Hey.
That's our food!
What is that?
Hey.
Peaches.
Hey, Peach.
yeah.
Call him Momo.
Waterbending scroll. Okay.
My dear Katara,
Oh.
Has been passed down among the waterbend.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You have no idea how hard it's been to keep this from you. But with the Fire Nation hunting for benders,
Yeah.
it was just too dangerous for you to have.
Okay.
It is who you have
It's also
always been.
fun because of
And
who she
always
was
will
friends with back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that.
There's something I have to do first.
I like it. It's a mission, but also he's hesitating still a little
Yeah. Okay, I was like, wait, are we gonna go to the air funnel door? Like, warriors.
Warriors. Ah.
That's
Plural.
Right. Well, right, because also with Zuko, his whole idea of a warrior, and then
And what
Agni Kai
the
with
Fire
Shao
Nation
and-
probably told them about, the Air Nation army, they put up great resistance, but they were nothing against our, firebenders. Oh,
Yeah.
the Air Nation didn't have an army.
yeah.
So was defeating them by ambush.
Bet you taste like chicken.
Oh!
Okay, that's a fun way to have the
Hey!
food connection.
Zuko, you must try this. It's got. What's it got?
Quail pole egg.
Quail pole egg. Very good for
That
Vitality.
vitality.
Zuko's done face was really good.
You must use your tact, your empathy. But most importantly, you need to have sticky rice.
Yes.
This is fun. That's fun.
So instead of Aang being the one that's goofing off, Iroh
Yeah.
is like, oh,
Yeah.
I have been on a boat for a long time now. Whoa. All
right.
Very cool.
Kyoshi was definitely scary.
Yes. Whoa.
Sokka!
What? What's happening?
He's the Avatar. Ridiculous. There would have been signs if he was the Avatar.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
It's been a long time since we've had visitors.
All right.
And for good reason. For 100 years,
Oh boy.
Kyoshi Island has remained safe from the ravages of war.
We're not a threat.
Maybe not, but the next visitors might be. We can't start making exceptions.
We're not just any visitors. He's the Avatar.
That does, yeah.
According to you.
Ah.
And a few reflections off a statue.
I like this.
Purpose there in letting him look through some books.
It's not about them.
It's about who else may come, I know.
Suki, you're too young to know that there are many in this world who would take advantage of that kind heart.
I'm not too young. I just haven't seen.
Okay.
I'm reminded that Kyoshi herself often benefited from the kindness of strangers. So we will open our village to our guests for 48 hours. I trust that you will respect the limits of our generosity.
It's a big responsibility, all these people's lives.
Cool connection point.
Personally, I take that responsibility very seriously. I'm the guardian of my village.
So, how are you protecting your people if you're here?
What? I'm not. I mean, I am. I have to save the world first.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, how does it go again?
How does it go again?
The village? Or... Hey,
Hey, pretty lady. Whoa.
Before she died, Avatar Kyoshi trained an elite force in her image. One ready to protect not only our homes, but our way of life. That tradition has been passed down through the
Gotcha.
generations.
Honor.
I'm a Kyoshi warrior.
Okay. Not magic, airbending. So, right, okay, so it's not about her
He's like,
being a
I'm-
woman, it's just that sort of casual, like not respecting the dedication that she's put to what she's doing.
Right.
Prince Zuko, what an honor to welcome actual royalty to our humble base. What can I do for the crown prince?
as I was saying,
Please, excuse my nephew.
We don't get many VIP visitors around here, much less the famed
Dragon of the West.
I like that delivery.
My nephew was saying.
If you wouldn't mind giving me until the morning, I'm sure we can track down what you need.
Very kind. Commander.
Zhao. Commander Zhao. At your service.
Okay, I like that interaction.
I was like, that was some bullshit.
Everybody knows Zuko's hunting the Avatar. Why is he saying he's doing something different?
someone needs to put a bell on you.
Okay, like,
Oh my god.
that's, like, they're committing to the bit.
Yeah,
they're
they
doing
are,
something
yeah.
very different, but, like, okay.
All right. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Natural. You caught
Yeah.
on quickly.
Yeah.
You're a real
Okay.
waterbender, Katara.
Yeah, let's go A.
Yeah.
You should be practicing too.
What? Well,
Maybe later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Never really trained with anyone else.
Yeah.
okay.
We don't know each other that well yet.
We could take turns with the scroll.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. All right. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Or you could just let me use you for target practice.
Okay, that is also a fun way to bring back the, like, nice. Something, yeah, she's helping Aang actively engage in the play side of
Yeah.
things where he can then put the responsibilities aside.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my god. They are literally just giving them sweets. Like,
Not bad.
Are you really an airbender?
well, now.
Yes. Is he gonna do it with the spoon?
Gotta admit, he has a way with people.
We still haven't gotten an
He knows how
airball.
to connect. To get through to people like he did last night. That's his real power.
Hey!
Connection.
Avoid it. We've avoided a lot of things by living the way we do.
I wasn't sure if she was gonna look at, like, a Kyoshi statue or Sokka.
This boy, he may be entertaining, but that doesn't mean he's not dangerous.
That's
He's a
true.
threat, and the sooner he and his friends are off our island, the better.
Kyoshi did understand the idea of threats.
They claim to have discovered him at a small water tribe village. Prince Zuko captured him, but then lost him.
If Zuko's looking to us for information, it means he thinks he's still in the area.
So,
Nice.
hey, Boomerang.
Yeah.
So is Zhao gonna be the one that goes to Kyoshi Village? Not.
Seriously? Belle, think about it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Wow.
Oh. She's trying to connect with him through, like,
Yeah, yeah.
this is how
Uh-huh.
warriors.
Okay, I gotta say,
Right now?
I actually like this idea as a way to give Suki character of like the she doesn't really know the social thing because she's so serious about about fighting and stuff.
Right. I was stretching. I hadn't started yet.
Yeah.
She's like, approve me. What?
Why is this not working?
Why is this not working? I'm trying to do
Okay,
warriors.
because if they're going the direction that I think they're gonna go with that, she actually joins them here.
No. She's not going to join them here. No.
Yeah, probably not.
No,
but
she's absolutely not. No.
but if they did want to do
That'd
that,
be
they
so-
would, yeah, they would
so
throw
different.
so many things off.
Did you know she was an orphan? Lived on the streets until she was hired as a housewife
Hey!
for his family on the island.
comic stuff. Cool.
How'd she go from this to that?
Yeah. I mean,
Justice will bring peace.
That's her line.
I wanted to fight.
She says it at the end. Yep.
ooh, that could be a fun tie-in to Zhang.
But I did have to train. Not to develop my powers, but to keep them under control.
Oh shit.
Never mind, we don't need Zhang. They just did it right there.
What if I never learn how to control my power? How many people will I hurt?
But imagine
Yep,
what will happen
yep.
if you don't even try.
Okay. They've changed Aang, but they're leaning into it and being like, what new things can we get from that?
Yeah.
All the previous avatars are incarnations of your past lives. You are literally not alone. The other avatars are inside you. You want someone to teach you, you just need to figure out how to connect to them.
Okay, that can be a
Cool.
nice tie-in to the
The solstice stuff.
solstice. Yeah.
Chow, he heard something about a flying cow near Kyoshi Island, so he set sail at dawn.
Flying cow.
Cow?
Yes. He's like, whoa. That was. This is some like.
Yep. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's super corny and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, they're teenagers.
Oh, whoa.
Oh. Okay, but it's just not the same if he doesn't have the makeup. All I'm saying.
He's gonna put it on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
We need him to.
Avatar Kyoshi, help me.
Oh.
This is different.
Maybe we're skipping the solstice.
No, we're getting the solstice.
I didn't know how to reach you. I didn't know I could reach you.
There's a lot you don't know.
Okay. New for sure, but I like it.
3 years.
Yeah, for a teenager, that's a lifetime.
There were times I thought I'd never find the Avatar.
Sometimes hope can be a cruel thing.
Sure.
Sir, we're approaching Kyoshi Island.
This is also, now that I think about it, this is a great way to work the fight between the Agni Kai into.
I think you're getting the hang of it.
You need to turn your opponent's power against them.
Thanks, you're a great teacher.
And you're an excellent student. Though I'm sure you were helped by your previous training. You know, as your village's protector.
Admit it, Sokka.
To be honest, where I'm from,
Yeah.
not much call for a real warrior.
There you go.
You're not even a bender, and you're the fiercest fighter I've ever met.
Yeah.
Not being a bender means we have to be even better than benders.
Sure.
It's the will and desire.
She definitely added that second word.
She's like, I like to touch. Mom, come on.
I can't.
I've always wondered what I'd find.
Tie back to Aang telling him he's the bravest person he's ever known.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. I was waiting for that one.
Perfect,
Yeah,
perfect timing.
You're here too.
We have to go.
Why? What's happening?
It's the town alarm. Someone's coming.
Someone put a bell on her.
Yeah.
You need to be a guardian, a general, a mediator.
I like that they made sure to make
You must
Kyoshi
have
really
several
tall.
roles, and many of them require unparalleled strength. The Avatar state gives you the strength of 1,000 benders.
I've seen it. It's dangerous.
If uncontrolled, yes. But it can also be the ultimate weapon. And it can save your life.
Of course, Kyoshi, sees it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a lovely island.
And we welcome
I really like Zhao.
Though we wish we'd had some advance notice. We are quite unprepared for guests.
You won't mind if we take a look ourselves.
I expected as much.
The way they had Suki wipe off her makeup before the fight so that she'd be easier to distinguish when things go crazy.
Shit! Wait! What the fuck was that?
Okay.
His strength!
Oh shit! Now she's gonna have to defend Aang a la what ends up happening at the end of season 1, but like
now
we're here. Oh shit! Okay, Katara versus Zuko, number 1.
But what if I hurt someone along the way?
Oh, you will hurt many people along the way.
And how many have already been hurt because you haven't been here?
Oh.
It means being a warrior. A mighty, merciless warrior.
Okay.
I like that these fans are shown to be like metal and actually people of dealing some serious damage,
I'm waiting for the points when they actually start like visibly killing the Fire Nation soldiers.
What? Oh shit! Fuck yeah!
Okay.
That was the cheesiest delivery of a.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot a fireball.
Yeah. That was almost. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost was.
Your very presence in this world will make things worse. At first, both sides will fight harder because the Avatar has returned. Hope
Okay.
does not come without a cost.
I like that Kyoshi is the one giving him the tough love, which will reinforce his avoidance.
None of this will be easy. Avoid your duties any longer, and not only will you fail to save the world, you won't even be able to save this island.
This island? From what?
Yeah, he can shoot these
all day.
end, so
You really need to learn how to start freezing the water.
oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I will show you what that power can do.
Oh shit. Oh
Yeah, they really are having this replace the
Roku bit.
I like it. I gotta say. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay.
I mean, that's a really fun twist. Like,
yeah.
Or in an Avatar Last Airbender AU, basically. Jesus. The way that air itself.
Because this avatar doesn't just pick up a bunch of water and put it back down.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, blending the themes.
Yeah.
The Kyoshi
Okay.
Theme. Yeah, this is what the Avatar's theme can be. Yeah.
Okay. I want to see these people start, like, being really killed.
That was just the energy coming off of her leaving. Basically.
I like that Suki was the one person who was excited to see this, whereas everyone else was like low-key terrified or high-key terrified.
I brought this here, which is why you have to go. Now.
We can't just leave you.
They want the Avatar.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A reason to believe again. In our village, in ourselves,
Nice.
Okay.
in the Avatar.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, cool. And then that also helps reinforce his decision to, like, or tentative decision to accept the responsibility.
Hey. So, like, I'll come back for you, I swear.
We'll write each other, or, like...
I wish we had more time.
Thank you, Sokka.
What?
For what?
For bringing the world to me.
Oh, that's a good line. That's a fun line. Oh, yeah. Oh. Hey,
Okay, yeah, all right.
I like it.
That's fun.
Nah, he didn't put the makeup on.
Nope.
It's a fun alternative.
So this means you don't want to go home anymore?
Unless you guys have all the fun.
Yeah. Going home. This is a
Nifty trick you pulled back there, channeling Scary Lady.
Yeah.
Does this mean we'll be seeing more of her?
Kyoshi said
Nice.
I can only call upon one of the past avatars when I'm in the shrine.
Okay.
That's what it is then.
And that's
Gotta get there before the firebenders catch up to us.
And that's a reason to not have as many stops along the way.
You have me, Tara, and a flying ball of fur. What more do you need?
Yes.
And you, Drumstick.
Yes.
Really?
If your highness had been more forthcoming earlier, we might have avoided this.
Nice.
I hope we can put this behind us. I fully understand the
Yeah.
sensitive nature of this
Yes.
information.
And that's how we can...
Working together.
An excellent suggestion, Commander. We would be honored to have your partnership and your loyalty.
Okay.
So no Agni Kai, but
Yeah. Okay.
I am but a humble servant.
Yep. And this is how he gets the promotion to Admiral.
Yeah.
I have news for you of a critical nature.
The Avatar has returned.
That's okay. Okay.
So this is how they're doing it. They're doing it differently.
Quite
Quite differently. But like,
I gotta say, I don't have too many issues with the
me
things that they've
neither.
been changing / adding. Like,
yeah.
the bit with
because it's more sequences of events rather than character stuff.
Right.
Character stuff is actually kind of kind of fun. All right.
All right.
Kyoshi Island.
Okay.
And Commander Zhao being introduced.
Commander Zhao being introduced. I gotta say, Zhao is very different.
Very different.
Kind of love it.
I kind of love it too.
I kind of love it.
He feels way more like I'm sniveling and I'm ambitious and like ooh,
yeah, exactly.
I could use this.
Right. Yeah, like it's very middle management. Like
I've been stuck in this backwater area where nobody.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
I'm supposed to monitor the area around the Southern Water Tribe.
Right. That we wiped out.
That we wiped out. Like. Yeah.
It's probably what he is the hey, when the call comes to destroy all the waterbenders so that if we have the avatar, he can't literally be reincarnated into another nation because they'll all be dead.
Right. Like,
so it's the thing that never happened in the animated show, and they never showed the
sure,
firebenders talking about it.
Yeah, because after air would be water, so they're like, if we killed the avatar when we destroyed the other people,
what happens?
If the avatar did show up, it would be in the water tribe. So just stay there and be ready to club the baby seal, right?
I mean that too, but it's the kind of thing where you would never talk about that in the animated show,
right?
But I like it's the thing of something bad is coming for the Northern Water Tribe, so they're already setting that up potentially as this was always the plan. Is once the next avatar is found, we capture them, and then we slowly systematically go and just kill all the other members of the other nations so that they can't be reincarnated to anybody else but a firebender.
Genocide worked the one time, let's do it again.
Well, right, but then it's cool, now you're a firebender, now we'll teach you to be one of us.
Exactly. So
what they could never get with Roku,
Yeah, Zhao being the way that he is, I think that's great. The bit of the way that he got roped into things, I gotta say, I kind of liked. Like,
it was good enough, yeah.
Yeah, like, because we didn't have the whole thing of the ship being wrecked, so we didn't have to have the whole thing of like right into an Earth Kingdom ship.
I kid you not, this is one of my favorite little things that the animated story did, because
the little blurbs in the reruns.
No, just the idea that Zuko was the one that went for the lie here in the animated thing, but whereas Iroh went for it here because it makes sense, because Iroh's like, I have done the whole Fire Nation court thing.
Yep.
I understand politics and stuff, so I can be the charisma person. But the fact that Zuko didn't have to make that lie is fun, because that lie is so bad if you know the show, because literally the Earth Kingdom doesn't have ships. That's literally a thing. So it's the whole... Wait, why would they go onto the water where they're far away from their Earth?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
That's dumb. And you can't say a water tribe ship, because the water tribe is like 80 people down there, right? So it's like, and so, yeah.
So now it's we didn't get our ship, destroyed or anything. No. We're just looking for info. But then it's why are they being so secretive about why they're looking for info?
And like... They didn't bring it up, but everybody knows the impossible task that the banished prince was sent out on.
Right.
So like
you're kind of a mockery of
like
the Fire Nation.
Yeah, the way that Zhao stepped out when he realized it was Zuko out there, and he's like, royalty, like that was
so good. Yeah,
that was so good.
Yeah,
and then the idea that the stuff I really like. I know this is a small detail, but I really like that in the bit before that, Iroh is trying to teach Zuko things that don't have to do with firebending, that don't have to do with hey, maybe you should temper yourselves out a little bit. Yeah, it's like, hey, right.
And everybody that's seen the show is like, damn, that's a good joke.
But it's this is actually something that would be useful for him to know here, because it also is relevant to being on a ship of hey, teaching you how to lead, all of this stuff. And it's like, okay, cool. Yeah.
You don't need to blow up at the slightest little thing.
Right.
Keep your emotions in check.
And having the bit before that where it's no, he's just trashing his room. Absolute, Kylo Ren style fit.
Yeah.
And yet, oh no, I understand why, because he had gotten a lot of research for, the Avatar.
He probably traveled the world.
Yeah.
Learned about all the other Avatars.
And he drew those pictures himself, right? This is important shit.
It's 3 years of work,
3 years of work. And it's just gone, right? That's a specific thing to show, okay, yes, he definitely has his temper issues and all that stuff, but it's not just...
coming out of nowhere.
Coming out of nowhere, right?
We have no idea what the Avatar is. What?
Yeah. Exactly. So
we should put a window in here.
Yeah. So I love that. That's great. The changing of the motivation for why they went to Kyoshi Island hey, this is where a previous Avatar,
Yeah. So can we talk about that? So they went to Kyoshi Island because they took the book, which is the new thing kind of brought in here. So now we have the kind of lore MacGuffin that we can have take us through all this. I have my reservations about it, but I actually think this is one of the things that might end up pointing that the showrunners actually do understand the spirit of the show. Because what is the book? It's Zuko learning about the Avatar.
Yeah.
He went to all the other nations and learned things about the things that will make him eventually be a more balanced person.
And probably
and
also...
he ended up accidentally helping the real Avatar learn about what it means to be the Avatar. That is a kind of a fun little through line thing where if you know exactly where the story's going, you can be like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of...
Yep.
That's kind of fun.
And the whole bit of like Zuko's line, like this felt like it's one of those things that and here's what you can have when you have a slightly older young person be the actor, where he's like...
I mean, Dante Bosco was not a kid. When
No, I know. And yeah, right. But as far as I'm talking about with regards to comparing to the monologues that we've gotten from the main
right.
in the show thus far.
With Aang and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Having Zuko be like, it's in some ways it was easier, Uncle, when I thought it was impossible. Right? Like now he's so close. Like that. I felt that. That was a good addition. It was a tie-in to the whole hope thing that Iroh can drop in the storm, you know.
Right. It's
like,
also the thing to set up for what Kyoshi Island has to deal with the, oh, sure, you painted some tattoos on yourself and you're calling yourself the Avatar to get a free meal. That's cute, you know.
Yeah, exactly. 48 hours and then get the fuck out.
Yeah. Right. And then it's but check this out, you know.
Right, and because it's no, we're not going to get foaming mouth guy.
No,
right?
we're not going to have that like goofy stuff. He is going to do almost kind of in a way that felt kind of like he was intentionally running into the statue to do the like, hey, look, it's the intro thing.
Yeah, exactly. That definitely was like, okay,
I get it. He's trying to be funny for the kids, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Which the way that they handled the idea of, are we going to have Goofy Aang, and what will it take to get Goofy Aang when he's also accepted the responsibility a lot more than he previously did? I really like that. I like the fact that Katara specifically encouraged that because one, she does not have the Kyoshi or Toph style teaching approach.
Right, so
but
we're
then
seeing that difference there.
Yeah, which then builds their bond more.
We even took the waterbending scroll, which is such an unnecessary thing, and had that be Gran had one.
And she was keeping it secret because of course she doesn't want you to get killed.
Because it's Hamas, Jacob. It's Hamas. It's literally... Oh, that's so good.
That's wonderful.
Because Hama's her friend and everything, and now it's the... That's so fun.
Yeah. So, like, that's great stuff. And then the way that leads into, oh, hey, we have Zhao going after them at Kyoshi Island. That's a fun way.
We've now set up the rivalry.
We've set up the rivalry, even though we don't actually have the Agni Kai here, right? Because... I mean, let's be real.
We don't have time.
We don't have time. And with the way that Zuko has been characterized so far, unless Zhao actually did something specific rather than just saying mean things to him, it wouldn't make sense for him to actually challenge him, right?
Right. This is also another fun thing here. It also keeps, I would say, Iroh in a better place here. One of the awkward things about Iroh kind of stepping in that fight is it shows how like badass and cool he is. As a potential future thing, but it also kind of undercut the point of people kind of taking advantage of Zuko's good nature, and in some ways him not really like having to deal with that. So while it's a cool moment of like, even in exile, my nephew is more honorable than you. We're going for the nuanced, more subtle Iroh in the beginning here. So maybe keeping that under wraps because maybe also. Iroh doesn't trust Zuko to maybe even be able to handle that stuff.
But also, like, then we have an example of where Zuko's good nature is absolutely taken advantage of in a sort of, like, parallel thing to what Suki's mom was saying to her, in that it's not the, how dare you go against me and now I'm going to challenge you, which I thought they might do at the very end, right?
Same.
Instead, it's the, don't tell anyone. That's where we go from Zuko being like, why did you have to get in my way with Katara?
Right.
I wish you hadn't, but I'm still going to kill you, right? To, this is the teenager that's just like, I'm just trying to do a thing. Can you help me out here? And of course, Zhao's not going to. And he's like, oh, yes, of course.
Of course.
Right. And he even throws out the thing that would have made it if he hadn't mentioned the thing of, and now we'll work together, it wouldn't have made sense that Iroh would have trusted it. But because he's like, no, here's an actual thing that would benefit me, then it's the, I was like, not like, Prince Zuko, he's no fucking way. He's going to keep that a secret, right?
Right.
Like,
it's the thing of where he's like, come on, we don't need to know, tell him that we know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we can have the information get out that the Avatar has returned without doing the thing, Aang goes into the Avatar state at a temple and then all the other temples light up or whatever, right? We don't have to have that,
No.
And so, great.
The Fire Nation will spread the actual news for us.
Wildfire.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a very, very hilariously corny, though, bit of bending.
Oh, God. So that's probably there were two moments here where the old characters in this conflict did some really goofy shit.
Yeah.
The granny full on yeeted a guy 30 feet. That was hilarious.
That's to set up so that Zuko can 1 inch palm knock the teenager back 30 feet at the beach episode.
Right. Yeah. Whatever. But yes, Zhao's little...
And the look on his face. God, he is so... because, animated shows Zhao, he's tall, he's imposing, he's got the badass mutton chops. Zuko's crew member has more mutton chops than this Zhao, right? This Zhao didn't even deserve the mutton chops, right?
This Zhao absolutely failed Zhang.
Yes.
Not just in the he just wanted to
he
rage.
Was too brutal or whatever. No, it's
he didn't want to.
He didn't pass basic breathing exercises.
I love it because rather than have firebenders feel incompetent by the nature of them losing to the Kyoshi warriors, you then have the other side of things where they're so completely undone by the, hey, rather than going immediately to, Aang needs to grab the unagi and have it spit water all over this and have everyone go oh no, we've been soaked in water.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Kyoshi fucking shows up, is channeled through Aang. She does the Kyoshi thing, which I like that they're doing here because the show can subvert itself later by saying, wait, Kyoshi told you that that's the approach she had because of her time. She was dealing with a military dictatorship Earth Kingdom that was going to try and take over the world. So she became militaristic to fight back against that. But you, Aang, don't need to do that. I hope that that's what they're going for here. Because again, we're setting up even more the Aang, you're not supposed to be like that kid from the animated show.
Right.
You need to be... You need to be gritty,
which
Netflix
makes sense, right?
Avatar.
In a lot of ways, it makes sense because if you're going to set up for the final thing of the knowing we've been telling you this whole time, so this comet's coming, you need to murderize Ozai
so that he can say no.
Yeah, so that he can say no. Having it be built up since here, I really like that.
There were multiple lines that were direct callbacks to the actual final channelings
Only
that he
justice
did
can bring
on
peace,
the Lion Turtle. Yeah, exactly.
So
if we're setting that up here, that again shows the classic thing that you can do in these remakes is that you have the full scope of the story in mind. You can add foreshadowing for things that you know are going to be there.
Exactly.
We can be more on the nose with it, whereas it's only on the nose for the people that are like us who have...
we've seen the show.
We've seen the show, so we know what that means and all that. But
some other things that I... stood out to me from this episode and the fight sequence and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The way that they had the Fire Nation troops actually get beaten but still be a threat for the Kyoshi warriors, who were wonderfully badass. I love how they had the Kyoshi warriors fight and everything. But using the armor so that they could kind of still get around the, are the good guys killing people or not? Because the bad guys kind of have that plot armor, but also at the same time, the fact that they said,
it went into fantasy bloodless fights.
The fact that at the end it's the nothing here can't be replaced. That did feel a little bit no, that sort of undercuts the stuff that Kyoshi was saying. Have it be something where it's we see people get killed on both sides, like Kyoshi. Decapitates people or something, or some of the firebenders just actually kill people.
You don't need to do that. Just show the buildings on fire. I think that was where, if anything, firebenders feel like they've been a little bit nerfed, just a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. We don't have any other benders really right now to compare them to other than the Avatar.
Right.
And
the fact that
Katara is, doing her best, but,
the fact that
not
Zhao
enough.
is made to be less competent as a person,
Yeah.
definitely reinforces so that he can show up, but we don't have to think of him as a real
representation
threat.
of the Fire Nation.
Him doing this, that makes me hurt a lot less than Zuko doing this when he's going up against the Zula. And
You know
a
how
bunch
much
of
cope there is in the fandom that he was channeling water bending and
that's,
stuff?
that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they just had him accidentally use Tai Chi.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so I like a lot of the things that they did here. Some things I'm like, okay. But like all in all, it was a very fun episode still. Like the changes were like they kept things fresh without feeling like a disservice to the original story.
Yeah, I think that the part I'm still just worried about is they need to hold the nuance of Aang as a character because Aang is this show. Aang is the Avatar. Aang's, needing to hold all these things in balance within himself is the reason why everyone falls in love with the show to begin with, is that he actually is a really well done main character. And if they bludgeon out of him that side too early, I'm worried about what the majority of the inner conflict stuff with him will entail.
But the fact that the dynamic that he has with Katara, I like for a way that we can keep that going. That I really liked. And again, the Katara standing up to Zuko, that was also just great.
But yeah, Spirit World stuff happened here, which means I'm curious what they're going to do for the winter solstice with Roku and Heibai and all that.
I think they're just skipping it completely.
No, I think they've got to do it, but I think what they're going to do is they're just not going to have it be in the Fire Nation, because that was like in terms of
it did feel kind of weird
that we would go all the way to the Fire Nation. We go all the way back. Like there's a lot of time that's spent moving and chasing in that episode.
Right.
That you just have it be the Heibai focused stuff rather than stuff like that. And then you could maybe have it be a thing where it's part of like a Fire Nation colony village that then has a statue of Roku where Aang not just communicates with Roku through that, but then communicates through the Heibai connection stuff that can then lead into him learning about the comet coming back again.
Right. I'm also curious about how, given that with this episode, we took elements from the Solstice episodes and put it in here in a way that I thought worked really well. But we didn't we didn't pull in like main plots from different episodes, if that makes sense. Like we didn't have Boomy and the Kyoshi Warriors at the same time, right? So like
Boomy's going to be next episode.
Boomy's probably going to be next episode. He'll have his whole own thing, but that makes me wonder if that's the way that they're saving on time, is just being like, hey, those episodic plots, we're just going to completely get rid of them, and then the thematic good moments from those episodes, we're going to extract them and stick them in the other episodes.
I think that what we're also very clearly seeing here now that we have a pattern of two is that Aang is going to take in lessons that he learns in the classic Avatar Nickelodeon kind of style thing of it being a children's show. We're going to learn a lesson a little bit, but each episode will focus on that lesson that he'll learn. And this episode, if it goes into Boomy like immediately after, which it should, we can very clearly see another display of bending, another display of a perspective on the world that's been shaped by the Fire Nation and by you not being around, that can then lead to Aang needing to become more balanced and nuanced and stuff. So
I am curious though how they'll handle that if we get Boomy for a whole episode, because Zuko wasn't really in the Boomy episode. So what do we do if we have
the trailer kind of gave something away, I will say. There is a very, very, very real possibility that the Northern Air Temple flying mechanist episode stuff is going to be in Omashu.
I could see that working.
It could.
I could see that working.
But that's how we'll then have Zuko's focus stuff be not about him getting to Omashu, but more the we can't do anything about Omashu.
That's a good point.
So it could be we now have to wait for him to leave or something.
Well, and also
or
something
it's dealing with Zhao related stuff potentially.
And something this episode established that I gotta say, it really sold me on, is the idea that since we're going to be changing certain details about the story and how it progresses, that means that they'll have to be creative in other areas. And the way in which I feel like the world is their oyster is with regards to Zuko's plight chasing Aang, because different things will happen that will be able to then get at Zuko's obsession and like struggle from different angles.
Sure.
So it'll be new, but not be clashing. You know, it'll just be extra good stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I could see that being something that we really get into a lot with the way that they maybe bring him into something like that or whatever.
And they also just showed Ozai here, so we could get
so there's that
some perspective on that
too.
stuff as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like this episode as much as the previous one, but this is still trending well enough. Like this is not bad.
And again, major props with how they changed Suki as a character. She came through a lot like clearer and with a lot more personal identity in this episode than in.
She came through with a lot more personal identity. Yeah, I think that's
the mom. I think was a bit unnecessary.
The mom was a bit unnecessary.
It felt a bit cliche, you know. But
or if anything, it's we need to give Suki a little bit of something to struggle against.
Yeah,
but
she was struggling enough with social interaction.
I think this might be actually an example of where the show needs to be careful with bloating itself. There's a potential that with the way in which these episodes are structured, I am seeing a way in which we'll need to every once in a while escape from all that, stop trying to shove all these things in at once and go, okay, let's build the core three. Let's build the core three and have a little Zuko mini plot. But if they're going for the no, we have to go constantly, then you're going to have to cut characters or just not introduce original characters for the sake of pacing. Because I'm with you. I think that Suki's characterization was stronger. I think that she was different for sure, but I think it's more that she came off actually like really like demonstrably like active in the story's plot and stuff.
And the way that her and Sokka like connected, but then like she was making an active effort, but then also like the reason that he's like, no, I actually am interested in like training and all that. I thought that worked really well. But yeah, the stuff with the mom, it was kind of like, sorry, hon, you're not needed. You know? Like,
right, and that's probably because primarily they wanted the conflict of this episode to be rather about Sokka dealing with his kind of misogyny and, you know, his awkward sides of himself, which we could have dealt with, but we wanted to, I guess, not make Sokka ever be unlikable at any point.
Yeah.
We went for this side of things, which I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it still works, and I feel like given that the like, if nothing else, the actor for Sokka is clearly like older than Sokka actually is.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, like 15-year-old Sokka that's like, you know, I'm the oldest, so I'm the leader. You know, right? Like
I'm the leader.
Yeah, him being all like, no, girls are supposed to stay home, and you know, like the way that they've changed him, I feel like it wouldn't have fit as well.
Because he's awkward enough.
Yeah, he's awkward enough, and they established that like, no, it's not just a sexist thing. It's also, I know, Katara, we have both been traumatized because we lost our mother, and you know,
and that's more compelling probably.
Yeah,
in
the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things, absolutely. Yeah, because even Katara had a little like, oh fuck, I'm about to die like my mom. And while they did do and now nobody will stop me while I do my attack, I'm like, okay.
But I will say, that actually works because we're establishing that Zuko does not want to do this, but she's forcing his hand, and so there is absolutely that hesitation that you wouldn't get from Zhao, you know, right? And so then, Kyoshi shows up, and it's like, oh, okay, you know.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I will say, if we're getting Ozai, you know, in the story, like early, like then he's actually...
It makes sense to see Azula
We're getting Azula pretty soon, then. I just gotta say, like, I know Azula's been casted in everything, so I know she's going to be in the story at some point, but I'm thinking more so than just the, like he's burning, right. That's like, literally the one bit she has in season
do we
1
get something where it's like, Father, I could go, I do want to see if Zuko has what it takes.
Right, exactly.
Something like that.
Right, some kind of conversation of the news coming to Ozai, they talk about this. Not like specifically Azula and Ozai, but just Ozai and others, you know?
Yeah, because you could actually have a moment where if you focus on Ozai, maybe he is actually like, Zuko actually found the Avatar? I mean, he totally let him go, but
Or yeah, just also a little bit of like, oh, we might need to change things up a bit.
Sure.
You know?
That attack on the Northern Water Tribe, we're going to have to
accelerate things.
Yeah, you know, right. Yeah. Something along those lines. Or yeah.
Right. Clearly, he'll want to, you know, adopt his waterbending disciplines. So we should maybe nix that problem in the bud before it gets to that point.
Yeah.
I could do for some Fire Nation stuff. I mean, I'm repping the Fire Nation here. I'm ready for some Fire Nation stuff. Because in some ways their story is the more nuanced and complicated and deals with a lot of crazy, more mature topics like, you know, genocide, abuse, you know, the whole aspect of them wanting to take over the world for this peace and stability and unity.
Yeah, all the stuff that Iroh got into in the first episode, which was lovely.
Lovely stuff. So, Omashu, looks like we're headed to Omashu.
I'm much less confident about their ability to introduce Bumi as a character as they did with Zhao.
I don't think they're gonna miss. I'm worried.
I think they're gonna miss too.
They're gonna miss hard.
Yeah.
Like Bumi doesn't work in this story.
They could so here's how I think they're gonna miss.
Yeah.
But if they did want to make Bumi work, I could see it maybe working if they lean into less the comical aspects of him being crazy.
More the trauma of having had to
more of the like, oh God.
I'm an old man that's had to fight and protect my kingdom all this time.
This is just me because, you know, the stuff that we got in this episode of nobody dying and all that stuff was a little when we have Kyoshi talking about how like I want to see Bumi like crush people.
Why? Like Jacob, do you remember the plot of Omashu? He's not crushing anybody.
No, I know. But if they rope in like Fire Nation stuff, bringing into this, so there's like a fight of some kind or something. I don't know.
They're not going to do Omashu. They're not going to get there. That's the point.
Yeah.
This should be the episode coming up that will be we're going to have actual focus on the main core group.
Sure.
And yes. Fucking Zuko's gonna be like, my ship can't go onto, you know, land, so I guess
you can't exactly do the growing crystal rings thing. Like that just
there's so much they can't do.
Yeah, they're gonna need to almost entirely from scratch.
They're gonna keep the duel. And that's probably it.
And the location and the name of Bumi. Like that's those three things.
Yeah,
that's probably gonna be it.
But hey, if you can just have his laugh be well done, I might be okay with that.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
This will be interesting.
This will be interesting. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about Avatar, about all kinds of stuff related to it, and and be sure to check out our Twitch channel. Yeah. So if that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.